let me tell you guys something.
Yeah, the next year. Sorry.
So Rich came to me a couple weeks before the very last show that he did, and he said he wanted me to help him with his contest prep, like 2 weeks out, like I could really do something 2 weeks out. Anyways, he flexes his arm. He tells me it's 24 inches. And I said to him, "What's in your arm?" He goes, "Nothing, just site injections." I'm like, "Come on, dude, this is me. I can see it. It looks like there's a football in your arm. There's no separation between your bicep and tricep." He didn't like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I try to do his contest prep like he was going into the Cal. I think it was a Cal. And do his diet and whatever all the way up. The night before the show, I text him like, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm at the all-you-can-eat smorgasbord, some Swedish Inn or something like this." And I'm like, "Why are you there?" And he's like, just told me like fuck off or something like that. He was just mental. I'm like, "You're the night before. You're supposed to go like the night after the show, not the night before." Like you went through all this stuff we did for 2 weeks.
Did he win that show? Because he did win the Cal, didn't he?
No. He won the Cal way long.
Way before that, yeah.
Dave, you know what I just remembered too, Sarah? There was an audio recording of Rich, remember, that was leaked, and he said that Big Boy stole it from him.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I'm talking about? Do you have any details on that?
Well, explain what you're talking about, because a lot of people don't know what you're talking about, John.
There was a leaked audio of Rich and a whole conversation, 30 minutes between him and Sarah fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And they wondered about that. And supposedly Big Boy, who there's a lot of there was supposed to be a lot of problems with him behind the scenes, which maybe Sarah can touch on as well, if she wants to. Supposedly he stole that audio recording or got his hands on it, and that's how it got leaked out. I'm not sure. That's why I want to ask her.
I have no idea how that audio recording got out. There were a few people that had it. So, I mean, obviously I would never post that myself. But regarding everything, the stealing and breaking in and everything, you know, a lot of people were saying that me and Big Boy were in on it together. Like I've never heard anything as ridiculous in my life.
Yep, that's what I was hearing too. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like I barely talked to Big Boy ever, you know, when he would come over and buy steroids and stuff like that. Like I even was supposed to be on another level in the house. So that's bullshit. But
let me ask you this question, Sarah. Why do you think that Rich was selling steroids when he was making good money, you know, legitimately?
Probably just because he made so much, you know.
Dave, that's the stupidest question. I fucking sold. I was making. It didn't matter. Poor man want to be rich. Rich man want to be king. King ain't satisfied till he rules everything. You know, if you're still making money, you know, when I was drug dealing, I was dealing with a famous mafia guy's son. You know what I'm saying? And he used to say to us, "Bro, you do this until you either get caught or you get killed." You know, because I was with some bad people here. So he was right. Nobody fucking makes a lot of money selling shit, right? And then says, "You know what? I think I made enough. I'm going to stop doing it." You can't help it. It's a fucking money trade, you know?
I think it's more than, Greg, I think it's more than just money. I think it's you have all these people that are, you know, famous or doing well, or there's somebody and they're coming to you. I mean, there's.
I'll tell you guys something.
If you want to, nobody's going to shut that down.
You probably won't want to hear, but this is a fact. He was an informant. He informed on me. He tried to set me up 2 different times.
Rich did?
Yeah, I was his supplier. He straight up tried to set me up.
Go Rory for being honest. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, so
I never heard
I lived in Mexico, and I would always, everything was sent in the mail. I never met anybody in person. And he never
right, you told this, but yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he never missed getting a package. And all of a sudden he's telling me, "Oh, I don't want to do this mail stuff anymore. We need to meet in person. Let's meet at a gym. And you could like put it in a locker." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm out of the country. I have no reason to meet you in person. Like there's no reason for that." And he's like, "Well, yeah, that's what I want to do." And I'm like, "Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to meet you in person." And then the next thing you know, I'm getting a letter and a PO box. And he's the one that freaking tipped off my Belizean bank account to the authorities because I only dealt with like a handful of people, and I gave him the information so he could wire money to the Belize bank account Right after I gave it to him, I get contact by the police bank, said, you got to get your money out.
Boom.
Like right now.
Boom.
Yeah, I believe you talked about that
Great.
before. And like being someone as well known as Rich, how can they not target him for being a steroid?
Wait, ask Sarah, guys. Ask Sarah if she knows anything about it.
He got busted multiple times, and then he would just inform, so he'd just keep going.
Right.
Sarah, have you heard this before?
So, Larry, so when was this? Was this like 2015 or something?
No. This is 2006.
This is before you were with him. Yeah, before you were with him.
Oh, okay, because the story and
this is 2006, and then afterwards, like this is like 3 years later, I'm out on federal bond. I go by his house because I'm not selling stuff anymore. I want to get something just for my personal use, and there's two weird guys there. I don't know. They looked weird, and maybe I didn't know what they were doing there, but he's like, I can't meet with you now. You got to get out of here. So I leave. And then I get a call like an hour later from Scott Mendelson. He goes, you better watch yourself. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Watch myself. He goes, I know what happened. I'm like, what do you mean what happened? He goes, Rich told me like you brought the feds to his house. I'm like, what? I brought the feds to his house? Like, what the fuck?
You just got out.
No, he told me to fuck off, get out of here. He can't deal with me now. Like, you know me better than that. I'm the last one to do that.
Damn.
So he was trying to turn it around on me. And then I saw him at the Fit Expo, his big ass, and he wouldn't make eye contact with me. He just like, I looked at him like, you piece of shit. And he just wouldn't look at me.
Who, Scott or Rich?
Rich.
Oh, okay.
And Mendelson knew. After I talked to him, he's like, yeah, I know that's bullshit. Because he knows
Larry,
I wouldn't
keeping
do
it
that.
real, man. Keeping it real.
It's
Respect
the truth.
That's respect.
That's
why
crazy.
you're the OG, bro. That's
What
why
year
you're
was that?
OG.
Probably like 2011.
Oh, wow.
So Dave, if he kept on doing it, because I did a video where I showed all the bottles that he had in his house on the floor.
Yeah.
If he kept on doing it up until his death, that means technically he was still involved as an informant if what Larry is saying is true.
Bottles
Wait,
of
are we getting a little dirty here, though? This guy's been dead for how many years?
I know. No, I agree.
Yeah, but it's the truth.
I agree.
I know, but it's done. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the past. It's
Well, yeah,
fucking-
but you know what? It involves.
We're kind of like digging up.
We're talking about reputations, I guess. You know,
I feel a little dirty sitting here.
No, but but Greg, saying that though,
I
this
feel like
is one
somebody
thing.
farted in the room. Really?
No, Greg,
fucking-
I get it, but let me tell you something. This is the one thing that's fucked up in all this. Okay, Sarah told me when Rich was alive, he couldn't read the comments in his comment section because there was so much hate involved in it, and it killed him as a person.
Listen,
right?
my girlfriend.
Hold on, Greg.
Listen to the point. Listen to the point I'm saying.
You know
When
what I'm
Rich
saying?
died,
hold on,
when Rich died,
Greg, 1 second.
when Rich died, tell me he's not the most loved personality in fitness, how much he's changed all of it and how important he is to the legacy of it all. It's sad that the people didn't say the good things about him when he was alive because
Yeah,
he
but
died not knowing that.
You're right.
But don't you think, like, instead of like glorifying him, we're fucking like, and I understand what Larry's saying. 'cause I
Greg,
would
sorry,
like to die-
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to
glorifying.
glorify. I'm not going to glorify somebody who's a rat.
Exactly.
No, I'm
I have
not-
No. Straight, hold on, Greg, hold on. I know there's no one that could come and say I ever snitched on anyone. And I listen, hey,
I never said
it is what it
anybody
is,
either.
man. I've never snitched on anybody. If anyone
Me
thinks they
neither.
can bring that forward, bring that shit forward. You know.
But wait, but that's got nothing to do with this. What I'm saying, and I'm not saying Larry should be, not talking about it. I'm just sitting here saying, like, all right, so instead of talking about like, Sarah's probably sitting there going, what the fuck did I get myself into talking
Greg,
to
it's
these
a
fucking guys?
personal thing. He's
You're
saying this
asking her
happened
like,
to him.
did Rich ever throw a fart when you guys had sex or anything?
Yeah,
like,
but
you want to talk about that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but
I just
Larry,
feel like,
but not to discount Larry, what you're saying. I've dug a lot into the history of Rich and things like this before in the past with other people who are personalities in this business. I haven't heard that story about Rich before.
Well, I told it before online.
Yeah, I don't know why I've never heard that
might not have been
story.
on that
I never
show.
heard it from
Years
anyone
straight.
else. Yeah, I never
This
heard
is-
it from anyone else, but I'm
This
not
is-
saying I don't
for
believe
3
you.
years, I was his supplier.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm the one that he got everything.
So
from.
yeah, so when we're not talking like third hand shit. This is it happened to him. So he has the right to say this, you know, and it's
No,
not. Like
I'm not saying he doesn't have the right. I respect Larry. Larry's to me is one of my
Not
boys
hearsay,
now.
though, Greg. You know,
I'm just no, I'm not saying it's hearsay, but you know, I look at the guy who ratted on me, did me a fucking favor. I was the only guy sitting in jail going, dude, I'm a biggest fucking asshole. I'm thinking about jumping over the fucking railing and hitting my head so I could fucking end it all.
Well, I don't think he did me a favor.